It says that Adam was given the command to give names to everything in the garden. Now, giving names to things is one of the essential, unique features of the human race. We give names to everything. Every single thing that you see has a name, and sometimes many names for one thing. So giving names is this skill that we were commanded from the beginning. Now, understand from the Bible creation story, when God gives a command to Adam to do something, he's not just requesting or telling him to do it. He's programming it into his divine nature. His software is designed to give names to things. So Adam was given this command to name the animals in the garden. Very nice. And he gave out names. And we understand that the giving of names is a skill that requires spiritual intuition. This spiritual intuition is given to us, of course, by our higher soul. And so the spiritual intuition is used to draw the essence of a thing into language. When you look at something and you want to get to know it well, you're pulling out the essence of the thing. And if you have the language sensitivity and skill, you pull the name out of the thing through its essence. So we say Adam in the garden, we think of Adam, the man, right? But no, in the story in the garden, the naming of things in the garden was before Eve was born. Okay, listen very closely. That before Adam named things, he was still Adam and Eve as one, a hermaphrodite unity. Male and female were one in the garden in the beginning. There was no extraction of the female from the male, which we call the divine birth of Chava, of Eve. And she was part of Adam when they went around the garden giving names to things. So she was part of that integral process of drawing out the essence of things in language. Okay, so that was my first interesting thing that I noticed about the text. And then afterwards, I remember the teaching of the rabbis who say that Asra Kabim Shel Dibur Yarad Lo'olam, 10 portions of speech came into the world. And women received 9 of them. Well, if you do the math, it's pretty simple. Men got 1 portion of speech, and that means that women are going to do 9 times the talking. But of course, we're not just talking about everyday talking, because in the garden, the garden before this sin was a hyper-light spiritual plane we call the lower Gan Eden. And the lower Gan Eden is not a place where you have physicality. It's where you have your soul, you have your integrated self, but you're not bound by the body. Okay, the body, the Arizal tells us, was only created after they ate from the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. There was a yitzikah in Hebrew. It means that the spiritual became physical. There was a materialization, right, that took place after the eating of that duality of consciousness called the Eitz Adat, the tree of knowledge. But beforehand, they were spiritual beings, and before they were 2, they were 1. And they went around naming. And so then, but now we see, wait a minute, if Chava had 9/10 of the speech, and she was inside Adam, who was doing the real naming? Who was doing most of the naming over there in the garden? It sounds like 9/10 of it was Chava, was Eve, right? And Adam was providing, the ketchup, the help along the way.